Hello, I'm Charly and today I'm going to be doing my very first book reviews video. So I first saw this type of video being done on Ariel Bissette's channel, and since then a lot of people have started doing that, and I really enjoy watching these types of videos. And basically it's kind of like when you don't, like, I want to make reviews, but it's a lot of effort to make separate book talks for every single book that I read, and sometimes I don't quite have enough to say but I still want to say stuff about it. So these are basically, they're going to be non-spoiler reviews. But some of the books I've already done book talks on, and in that case I'll still give a small review, but I'll also link my full book talk in the description. And I'm going to start from the last two books that I read last year, because I do have some things to say about those two books, and then I'm going to keep going until I catch up to which books I've read. And I'm going to do 5 books in every video, so every time I read 5 books I'll do another one of these videos. And let me know down below if you guys enjoy this video, because I think this is a lot easier and I really do enjoy watching these types of videos, because normally book talks are really long and this is going to be more short and sweet. And also this one's not going to be too good because, like, I think, what is it, 3 out of the 5 books that I have here I've already done book talks on, and also I read them a long time ago, so. But yes, so the first book I have to review I finished on the 22nd of December last year, which is a long time ago, and that is Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendall Blake. This is part of a duology. I'm not sure what the duology is called. I have not picked up the second book and I don't plan to. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I read this during the Christmas Booktubeathon, and I flew through it, but it's really not a memorable kind of book. Like, I don't remember what happens in it. I kind of do, but like, it was just meh. Like, I enjoyed it. I don't really regret reading it, but like, and I know some people really love this book and the duology, so yeah. But I don't know, the characters, I didn't really connect to the characters. The character I connected to the most was the ghost, and this book is about, it's a paranormal book, and it's about Anna, who was a ghost, and I forget the main character's name, but he's a ghost hunter, and he kind of like develops feelings for this ghost. Like, usually he just kills them, but this one he finds a connection to, and he kind of like tries to help her out, and she's haunted this house. I don't really remember completely, but I don't like, the plot seemed a bit like anticlimactic at the end a little bit. I don't know, it didn't really go with me as well. I did like the graphic nature of it. It wasn't like really graphic. It is a young adult novel, but on the back it says not for young readers, but it wasn't like that graphic at all. Like, but I would still recommend checking this out if it sounds like an interesting book to you. The next book I have to review I don't own a physical copy of, and that is Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and I finished this like right at the end of the year. And this book, I think, it's a middle grade book, and it's not part of it, it's just a standalone, and it's a contemporary book, and I think that every primary school student should have to read this book. Like, it should be assigned reading, because it really, like, I feel like if every primary school student read this book, then everyone would be so much nicer to each other, and there wouldn't be as much bullying. Like, this book, it's about a boy, and he has a deformation with his face, and you don't really get a huge description of it. You do, like, later on in the book, so I won't describe it, but basically it's just about him, and it's told through multiple perspectives. There's like chunks of the book told from different perspectives. Most of it is obviously from the perspective of the main character. So the main character's name is August, and it basically is about him when he starts primary school for the first time, and it's a really heartwarming book. It's like, it's kind of sad, but then it's really happy at the same time. The ending is so good. It's so good. Seriously, it's like one of the best book endings I've ever read. It's a happy ending, okay? So if you need something heartwarming, then I would definitely recommend picking this book up. It's really amazing, especially if you're like, if you're in primary school or just starting high school, then I would definitely recommend reading this book. And I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I have to review is Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Patrick Ness is the Lord, okay? Okay? He is the Lord of book writing, that's what he is. And you guys know how much I love Patrick Ness. I mean, like, I have 2 copies of The Ask and the Answer, and like, just because one of them's signed. So you guys know I'm obsessed with Patrick Ness. I already have a book talk up on this book, and most of it is spoiler free, and I think it's a pretty good book talk, so I will link it in the description and you should go watch that. But I will talk briefly about it. It's basically, I think it's young adult, but it could also be middle grade, because just like Wonder, I think that this would be good for people in primary school to read as well as high school, just because it also deals with bullying, not like hugely, because obviously it is a pretty short book, and it does have illustrations. If you guys didn't know, I'll find a good one. What's this one? This one's pretty cool. Yes, and there is one edition of this book that doesn't have the illustrations, and I don't understand that. Like, why would you do that? Don't get that one, get this one, okay? Don't get the one that has like a white cover, don't do it. But this is also being made into a movie that comes out in 2015, and I'm really excited about that movie. Like, I really don't want them to make Chaos Walking into a movie, because I just feel like they'd stuff it up. Okay, that's a different rant, but this book is amazing. I've read it twice. Like, when I read it, at the beginning of this year, it was a reread, and it's just so amazing. You fly through it. If you haven't read this, like, anyone would enjoy this book. I don't think I've heard a single negative thing about it. I've heard like a 4 out of 5 stars, nothing lower than that though, but like, it's about a monster, and every night at 7 minutes past midnight, this boy called Connor wakes up and he has nightmares. I think it's nightmares, oh my gosh, I don't know, but like, this monster comes and visits him, and the monster starts telling him tales, and I think there's 3 or 4 tales, and either the 4th, yeah, there's 3 tales that the monster tells him, and then the 4th tale Connor has to tell, and it's the truth. And the whole book, you don't know what the truth is, and it has a lot to do with Connor's grandma is ill, and it has a lot to do with how he's dealing with that, and it's an amazing book. It's really amazing. You guys have to pick this up, and obviously I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I have is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and I'm not going to talk much about this at all, because obviously it's the 4th book in the Harry Potter series. I am reading this series for the first time, and I have not yet picked up the 5th book, but I'm going to very soon. I probably would have by the time this video is uploaded, but this has been my favourite so far, and same with the movie. It's huge. I felt so accomplished when I finished this, but like, guys, just this book was great. I can't really say much about it because it is the 4th book, and but I did do a book talk on this, and I'm really proud of that book talk. It's pretty amusing. Like, just even if you just watch the first like minute of it, it's pretty amusing, because I used some clips from a different YouTube video. And yeah, so I'll link my book talk to this in the description, but I'm not going to say anything else about this, but I did give it 5 out of 5 stars, and it was amazing. The last book I have to review is If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. This is a standalone novel, and it's a contemporary, and I'm pretty sure this is young adult, but it does have some really confronting themes, and just, it's really confronting at some points, so I wouldn't recommend reading this if you're under like 14, 15, but it is an amazing book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I have a book talk on this as well, so I will link that in the description. But this book, not enough people have read this book. It's like really short, and like, you will not regret reading this. It's about 2 girls called Janessa, which is the little sister, and she's not the main character. How can I forget the main character's name? Hold on. Carrie is the main character's name, and Carrie is about, is she 14, 15? She's around 15, I think, and they live in the woods with their mother, but their mother leaves to go to town to get stuff for them to survive every so often, but she hasn't been back for months and months now, so people find her in the woods and take her back to their dad's, their dad's house, and Janessa and Carrie have different dads, so Janessa isn't related to the person that they get taken to. This is all really complicated. I'm explaining this really bad, but basically it's just about Janessa and Carrie learning to live in the modern day world because they've lived their whole lives in the woods, and it's really good. The ending is so good. It's like, whoa, like you're left guessing what happened, because Janessa doesn't talk. She doesn't speak ever. She stopped talking after the White Star Night, I think that's what it's called, the White Star Night, and you don't know what the White Star Night is until the very end, and I kind of guessed what it was, like I guessed right, but that's just because I don't know, it kind of is okay to guess, but like there's parts of it that you don't guess right, so like it's really good, but again it is confronting, so yes, but I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, and I would recommend this to you if you are over like 14 or 15. You will love it, seriously. So that is all for this book reviews video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below if you've read any of these books and discuss it with me, or go watch the book talks if you have read them, or even if you haven't read them, because in all my book talks there is a spoiler-free section. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!